right, so it looks like we have some Monsterverse news, which is actually worth doing a video about. What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. So this video, we're going to discuss this tease, apparently, that came out earlier today or a little while ago regarding a Monsterverse game that's being developed by 7 Level Studios. And everybody seems to be very, very excited about this. Good reason. I think one reason worth being excited about is the fact that it's more exposure for the Monsterverse. They're obviously still have a lot of faith in the product, and they're going forward with making some games. In fact, 3 games are supposed to be coming out at the end of this year. One of them is Godzilla Kong Titan Chasers, a mobile game. I won't touch it. Another one is a game that's coming out within the Roblox app, which is about becoming a Titan operative. And now here's this next third game is what's gotten me a little bit confused, because looking at the and I want to pull this up here so we can take a look. All right, so here's a look at the teaser poster of the game that's supposed to be coming out. Whoops, click too far ahead. So Out of the Dark, a new Titan rises. So this is 7 Levels that is supposed to be, I guess, in development or developing this game. And it's got a lot of people just, you know, very, very excited, and people pulling up comics as to where this monster might be from, things like that. You know, all the usual excitement stuff. Okay. This is where people start downvoting the video. Here's the thing. Either 7 Levels is developing 2 Monsterverse games, or this game is already kind of been discussed. So article that came out earlier today, this morning, in fact, or earlier this afternoon, before this image drop, mind you, was this article right here. A trio of Monsterverse games are coming later this year, including one inside Roblox. Legendary Cinematic Monsterverse is set to enter the realm of video games in a big way later this year. Following the success of Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire at the box office, the 3 Monsterverse games are set to release in the back half of 2024. One of those upcoming titles is the newly announced Kong Survivor Instinct, described as a 2.5D action adventure game set during and after the events of 2021's Godzilla vs. Kong. The game will see players take on the role of a father searching for his lost daughter through the wreckage left in the wake of Kong and Godzilla's battle. Of the 3 upcoming games, Kong Survivor Instinct will be the only one released as a standalone product on PC and current gen consoles. In a press release, 7 Levels co-founder Powell Biela said working with the Monsterverse IP has been a formative experience for the developer, and that the game will allow the team to show some of the fan favorite Titans from a unique perspective. As for the other 2 Monsterverse games on the way, one will be inside Roblox, where players will be able to become Monarch operatives and interact with various Titans in an interactive experience. The other is a 4X mobile strategy game, Godzilla x Kong Titan Chasers, developed by Hunted Cow Games and published by Titling Point LLC. Players in Godzilla x Kong Titan Chasers will build bases, recruit Titan Chasers, and battle it out in turn-based combat with monsters on the newly emerged Siren Islands. When players are fighting monsters, they'll be able to find ways to engage with and support Godzilla and Kong themselves. The game is already playable in certain regions, but will be releasing globally very soon. So here's my thing. Either that poster is the Kong Survivor teaser poster, or they're developing 2 games and Kong Survivor is going to come out first, and then I guess this next game. Either way, here's my issue. First of all, 7 Levels games, let me just share this, is not exactly known for you know, crazy. Like they have Castle Heart, which is a side-scrolling adventure game. Warplanes, World War One, Sky Aces. Looks pretty cool, I suppose. But this is just to kind of give you an idea of what kind of games this company has developed. I mean, this looks nice, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you haven't downloaded or played many of their titles. Warplanes, World War II, Dogfight, Golf Peaks, Jet Cave. Let's look at this one. Jet Cave. I guess this one looks, it's another side scroller. So, Invento, Destrobots, Crowdy Farm Puzzle, Crowdy Farm Rush, Solitaire, Trip Fleeks Flowers, Football Cup 2021, 2022, 2023, Space Commander, War and Trade. That sounds pretty cool. Let's take a look at this one. The Nintendo, most of their games have been for Nintendo. This one looks pretty cool. But here's my thing. None of these games have really made pay dirt. I'd be surprised if someone in chat has said they played any one of these games. Does this mean that the game they're developing for the Monsterverse is gonna suck? Hell no, of course not. I think it's important to at least establish expectations. I think that's my thing. I do think it's probably going to be some simple fighting game. Probably be a game that you pay like 20 or 30 bucks for, and you get like 8 monsters from the Monsterverse and you duke it out in an open arena. That's probably the simplest and the safest route for them to go, and they don't look like they can do much more than that based on their prior games. Now, is it possible for a developer to come out and go balls to the wall and make like their biggest project ever, and it's completely different from what they've done in the past? Oh, of course, absolutely. The first Descendant is a good example of that. Nexon prior games were mobile games, stuff like that. And I can tell you, as someone who's played many, many hours in the first Descendant, it's a far cry from what they've done in the past. So it is possible. The question is, how much money are they investing in it? What's the budget? It doesn't have to be a AAA game to be good. That's not what I'm saying, that it has to be AAA. But I just think it's important that we kind of peel back a little bit and get an idea. It sounds to me, if I'm being honest, it sounds to me like the Kong game is the game that they teased today with that poster. It doesn't seem that way, like based on a poster, it doesn't look like. But then it's like, they didn't mention that they're developing another game in that article. They only mentioned the Kong game. And are they developing 2 games at once? That's always a concern. So I just think until we hear more and until we know what we're getting, probably at least, because I mean, I was on Twitter and I see people going nuts over this, and I think they're having these major expectations, and I just don't think, I know people will be mad at me for doing this, like sound like a Debbie Downer, but I'd rather you be mad at me now than work yourself up for the next however many months thinking this is going to be something epic, and then it turns out, my dream for the kind of Godzilla game that I would want to see will never happen. My ambitions are too big. It's not realistic. The problem when the thing about making a game is not only do you have to make the game good, but a lot of people have to play it. And based on the last Godzilla game, not only was it not good, but a lot of people didn't play it. So, I'm assuming, and I kind of feel like I'm right here, that there's not too much motivation to dip into the bank heavily to make a Godzilla game. And again, that doesn't mean it has to be a AAA. You don't have to make it AAA, which is why I think that if they are developing a second game for the Monsterverse and it's not the Kong game, it's probably going to be a simple fighting game. And I think that's fine. That seems to be what a lot of people want. Me personally, That doesn't interest me. It's kind of boring. Like I just, you know, I don't know. I played so many fighting games, and including some of the Godzilla ones, or one in particular. And then I played the most recent one that was on Steam, where they were able to get to, I don't even remember the name of that game. Again, it's not that these games are bad. I'm gonna make that clear. They're not bad. They're just not my flavor. So, but I think that's probably the safest way to go. And if I'm a betting man, if they are developing a second game and it's a Monsterverse game, and this is not tied to the Kong title, even though that article came out today, even though 7 Levels mentioned that today, and then today they also released this picture, something tells me that this is the Kong game that they're referring to in that article. In which case, I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed, because it's not even a game where it sounds like you can control the monsters. It sounds like a game where the monsters are in the background and you control the character. So again, I just want to share the information we got. Also want to give a shout out to Joey Guzman, who brought that article to my attention. So we'll just have to wait and see what we learn in the coming days or weeks or months to see if it is 2 separate games. Right now, to me, it does not, even though that teaser poster doesn't sound anything related to what they described in the article, it does sound like it could be another game they're going to work on after the release of this one. I can't help but feel like there is some connection there. So we'll just have to see. And I think if I was a guessing man, if they are developing a new Monsterverse game after this Kong game, yeah, it's probably going to be a simple fighting game, open arena. You probably get like 8 to 10 monsters you can pick from the Monsterverse, and you guys can duke it out. I guess my only hope is that if they do that, it looks good and there's some sort of story attached to it, you know, some sort of campaign. But we'll see. But all I'm saying is, for me personally, I'm actually expecting 0. I'm expecting nothing good to come out of this, and hoping to be surprised and hoping to be wrong, because I had gotten hyped up for the last Godzilla game, and when I got it in my hands and I played it, nothing disappointed me more than that game. It was so bad. So now my expectation, especially looking at their library and their, you know, their past work, again, a lot of these games look kind of simple, cutesy. I wouldn't even call them AA or single A level. Like, some of them just look like simple games you can get on the Nintendo eShop. And in some cases, some of them are. Some of them are only available in the Nintendo eShop. I think they have like 2 or 3 titles that you could actually physically buy. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, don't shoot the messenger. I just want to share honest and truthful information with you, set expectations. I feel like people are really going crazy over this poster, and I think we should at least wait until we know more before we get crazy, because my concern is that the poster they teased is the Kong Survivor game that they talked about in that article. And if that's the case, I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed with that. So, but we'll see. We don't know for sure yet. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. We'll talk more about this on tomorrow night's stream if you guys want. Hopefully we'll learn some more today or tomorrow, but we can get into more ideas of where you guys think this is going to go. Interestingly enough, when I go through their projects, no Monsterverse games are listed, which I find kind of weird, but nonetheless, I'm sure they'll pop up there eventually. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.